Your Peugeot is hiding more than you think. Most people drive the same car for years and never touch half of what it can actually do. Buried in the menus, tucked behind the key fob, folded into that famously small steering wheel, there is a whole layer of clever engineering that the salesperson never had time to show you. Some of it saves you money. Some of it saves you a trip to the dealership. And one of these tricks, the one sitting right at number 1, is the thing almost every Peugeot owner says they wish someone had told them on the day they collected the car. It changes how the whole thing feels the second you get it right, and it costs you nothing but 30 seconds. 10 hacks, counting down to that one. Let us start at number 10. Number 10. Finding your correct tire pressures without guessing. Peugeot prints the right figures on a small placard, and most owners never find it. Open the driver's door and look at the pillar or the edge of the door frame. There you will see 2 sets of numbers, one for a lightly loaded car and one for a full car with passengers and luggage. Running your tires even a few psi low costs you fuel, wears the outer edges of the tread, and makes the steering feel vague and heavy. Set them cold before you have driven far, because warm tires read higher and throw the figure off. On models with the digital dash, you can also open the tire pressure monitoring page and reset it after topping up, so the warning does not nag you. Correct pressures are the cheapest performance upgrade your Peugeot will ever get, and the whole job takes 2 minutes at the petrol station. Number 9. The magic wash wiper trick that keeps your windscreen clear. Newer Peugeot models fit the washer jets into the wiper arms themselves, rather than spraying from down on the bonnet. Peugeot calls this magic wash, and it means the fluid lands exactly where the blade is about to sweep, so you use far less screen wash and get a cleaner wipe with no misting over your view. Here is the part owners miss. Because the jets sit in the arm, they work far better in cold weather and at speed, when bonnet-mounted jets normally blow the spray straight over the roof and leave the glass dry. Keep the reservoir topped with proper screen wash rather than plain water, especially in winter, because plain water freezes in the lines and can block those fine jets solid. A quick pull of the stalk gives you one wipe and a measured squirt, which is ideal for clearing road grime without soaking the entire screen. Number 8. Giving your diesel the run it is quietly asking for. If you drive a diesel Peugeot, mostly on short trips around town, the diesel particulate filter never gets hot enough to clean itself. That filter needs a good motorway run to burn off the soot it collects, a process called regeneration. Ignore it for long enough and you get a warning light, rough running, and eventually a bill you really did not want. Once every week or two, take the car for a steady 20-minute drive on the motorway at motorway speed and drop it a gear to keep the revs a little higher than usual. You might notice a faint hot smell afterwards, which is completely normal. Some models flash an active regeneration message, and you may spot the cooling fan running on after you park up. Never switch the engine off midway through a regeneration if you can avoid it. 10 minutes of motorway a week can save you a very expensive filter. Number 7. Getting real value from the reversing camera and park assist. Plenty of owners glance at the reversing camera and ignore everything else on the screen. Look closer. Peugeot overlays moving guidelines that bend as you turn the wheel, showing the exact path the car will take rather than a fixed box painted on the glass. Follow those lines into a bay and you will park first time, every time. If your model has the sensors, the top-down view or the rear cross-traffic alert helps you spot a low bollard or a curb the camera alone would miss. Cars fitted with full park assist can even steer themselves into a parallel space while you work the pedals. Hold the button, drive slowly past the gap, and let the car find and measure it for you. One more tip. Keep the camera lens clean, because road spray and winter salt cake over it fast, and the picture goes cloudy right when you need it most. A quick wipe with a cloth before a tricky reverse takes seconds. It is also worth turning the volume of the parking beeps up in the settings if you have ever found yourself squinting at the screen instead of listening to the car. Number 6. Turning the My Peugeot app into a proper tool. Download the My Peugeot app, pair it with your car, and a surprising amount opens up. You can check your fuel or charge level from the sofa. See exactly where you parked when a multi-story car park swallowed your memory. And read your mileage and next service date without ever sitting in the driver's seat. On many models, the app logs your trips and shows your real fuel economy over time, which is the honest way to see whether your driving style is costing you money. Owners of the electric and plug-in models get the most from it with remote charge scheduling, so you top up on the cheap overnight electricity tariff. Plus remote preheating, so the cabin is warm before you step outside. Set the app up properly once, allow the notifications, and it will nudge you about servicing and warnings before they turn into real problems. It is the closest thing your Peugeot has to talking to you. Number 5. The key fob tricks that nobody ever demonstrates. Your Peugeot key does far more than lock and unlock. On many models, holding the unlock button for a few seconds drops all the windows remotely, which is a small miracle on a boiling summer day before you climb into a baking cabin. Holding the lock button can close them again and fold the mirrors in on cars fitted with that feature. Press the boot button on the fob and the tailgate pops without you juggling heavy shopping bags against the paintwork. If the battery in the fob ever dies, do not panic, because there is a hidden metal key blade inside the fob that slides out to open the driver's door by hand. There is also a concealed slot or a reader near the start button that picks up the dead fob directly, so you can still start the car. Learn these before you are stood in the rain wondering why nothing works. Number 4. Reading and resetting the service indicator yourself. That little spanner symbol is not a fault. It is simply Peugeot reminding you a service is due, and you can check exactly how far away it is. With the digital dash, scroll through the driver information pages, and you will find the distance and the time remaining until the next service, which is handy when you are budgeting or planning a long trip abroad. After a service, the indicator can be cleared without special tools on many models. Switch the ignition off, hold down the trip reset button on the dash, turn the ignition on while you keep holding, and stay on the button until the spanner disappears and the countdown resets. The exact steps vary between models, so check your handbook first to be sure. Knowing this stops a garage charging you for a 2-minute job, and it means the reminder actually reflects reality rather than a stale figure left by the previous owner. It is also worth photographing the service page before you hand the keys over at a dealership, so you have a clear record of the mileage and the date, and nobody can claim the car was overdue when it was not. Before we reach the top 3, quick heads up, because number 1 genuinely changes how the car feels the moment you set it. Fast question for the comments. Which Peugeot do you drive and what year is it? One line is plenty. I go through the comments on every single video, partly because I am quietly building a map of which models you lot actually keep the longest. And since you are already paused, one more thing. If these Peugeot deep dives help you get more out of your car, hit the join button under this video and become a channel member. It directly supports the channel and keeps videos like this coming. Now, the top 3. Number 3. Making the iCockpit digital dash show what you actually want. The iCockpit dashboard on newer models is not a fixed picture. It is fully configurable, and most owners leave it on the default view they were handed on collection day. Press the dedicated display button or dig into the settings, and you can flick between several layouts. There is a minimal view that strips out the clutter, a dials view for the traditionalists, a navigation view that throws the map right in front of you, and a driving data view showing economy and range. Pick the one that suits the journey you are on. Out on the motorway, the full map view keeps your eyes up and looking forward. Around town, the calmer minimal view is easier on the brain. You can also change the ambient lighting color and brightness to cut glare at night. Spend 5 minutes setting it up the way your brain likes, and the whole car starts to feel like yours. Number 2. Squeezing more miles out of every tank. Your Peugeot has several fuel-saving tools that you may be quietly fighting against without even realizing. The stop-start system cuts the engine when you come to a standstill, which saves fuel, and if it annoys you in stop-start traffic, there is a button, usually marked with an A inside a circular arrow, that switches it off for that one journey. Leave it on for town and motorway runs, where it genuinely earns its keep. Many models offer an eco-driving mode that softens the throttle and smooths the gearbox for gentler, cheaper progress. On the digital dash, the driving data screen scores your acceleration, your braking, and your gear changes, and chasing a better score is the single most effective way to lower your fuel bill. Switch the aircon off when you do not need it. Use the recirculation button to cool the cabin faster, and take the roof bars off when they are not in use because they drink fuel at speed. Number 1. The driving position hack that transforms how a Peugeot feels, and the one owners wish they had known on day 1. The iCockpit is built around a small steering wheel, and you are meant to look over the top of it at the instruments, not through it like every other car you have ever driven. Get this wrong, and the wheel simply blocks the dash, which is the single most common complaint from brand new owners who think the car is faulty. Here is the fix. Set your seat first, then drop the steering wheel low, lower than instinct is telling you, and pull it in towards you. You should be looking clean over the rim at the display, with the wheel sitting closer to your lap. Suddenly, that small wheel makes total sense. The car feels quick and go-kart sharp in your hands, and the dashboard reads perfectly. It takes 30 seconds, it costs you nothing, and it is the difference between fighting your Peugeot and falling for it. That is the 10. Tell me down in the comments which one you are trying first, and if you have a Peugeot trick I have missed, drop it below so the next owner reading finds it. I go through every single one. I'll see you in the next one.